And I think that everybody get out of jail free card, or everybody get like a I'll borrow you some money card. But it's like, hey man, I done borrowed you money I done loaned you money like 4 times, and you ain't paid me back yet. At some point, you just gotta be like, this ain't a person I can loan money to.
Man, we are back with episode 3 of Fuck You Money with Ty and Yoh. I'm here with Ty.
Sounding.
Ty, where we at?
Nowlands.
Flew in yesterday.
Yeah.
It's sunny out, warm.
Yeah.
Seeing carriage rides.
Yeah. That post-pandemic summer.
You've been saying that since I ran into you. When I got off the plane, you saying we about to be in a post-pandemic summer.
Oh, yeah.
What does that mean to you?
Everybody gonna be outside. Every city.
Summer. All summer?
Especially the cold cities.
Yeah.
That don't really get no action.
They don't do no summers?
Nah, they shit gonna be out of it. Like New York, Chicago, Michigan, them motherfuckers. Detroit had like 80-degree weather last week. Them motherfuckers didn't know how to act.
How do you feel about this summer compared to your previous summers? For you, like, what does this summer mean?
This summer busy, man. This summer busy, and it's a summer that myself is examining love. You know what I'm saying? Like examining what that means for me and what that means for like the community that you're trying to build. You know what I'm saying? So this summer is a real big, not only just about love from an outward perspective, but definitely self-love. Because what we do, you get drained so much. Shit, I done took about 6 vacations already this year. Fuck that.
Yo, it's only May.
Yeah, boy. You know, for a drive you crazy, so.
So let's talk about love a little bit. How does love and business intersect for you?
Oh, man. How to love and, I mean, I have to have some level of love for you to be in business with you. The way that I see business, it's a community thing. I don't really see it from even though I am a capitalist. Yes, I am. Proud of it. But I don't see business as a capitalistic perspective solely. It's more like hybrid. Like, we all can be capitalistic together. Doesn't mean that I got to step on your head in order to climb, to get to make the most money. So I just feel like whoever want to make the most money, they're going to work the hardest and do what they need to do. And the community can help them, right? But in terms of business, like, I got to have some level of love for you. You know what I'm saying? When we start speaking about love, I feel like, you have to love, I personally have to love some level of who I'm working with to be in business with them. But I know that I can't buy that love. Like, I have a very, very clear understanding that I love you, I want to do business with you, but I also have a very clear understanding that I can't buy your love. So the love is like public domain, you know what I'm saying? But like, I have to feel like I love who you are as a human, who you are, but I can't buy it though. You know what I'm saying? And I think that that's one of those things that become a very unhealthy aspect of it. And it fucks up your trip to your destination of fuck you money.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Well, because I feel like once people feel like that, once they have some money, right?
Yeah.
You can hire workers. You can create community that's driven by the desire to make more money. But that doesn't equate to love.
Nah.
So what's the definition of love for you? Like, what does that word even mean?
I like to think that I'm a spiritual person. And, love for me is treating people in a way that you yourself consistently want to be treated. Unconditionally. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing about the love aspect of it. It is if you say you love somebody and they do some fucked up shit to you and you don't love them no more, you never loved them in the first place.
I felt that.
Y'all was just cool. You know what I'm saying? Now, just because they did some fucked up shit to you doesn't mean that you should keep positioning yourself for them to keep taking advantage of you. But that doesn't mean that you actually don't love them anymore. You just have, have to put different categories on what type of relationship.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I love my cousin, but my cousin be on fuck shit. You know what I'm saying?
And you know that about your cousin.
Yeah, I know that. I can't be around that shit because it's gonna affect me more than I probably realize. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure there's other family members or other business partners and things of that nature. You just know what you're dealing with. So for me, I always say, like, you can love somebody, but not respect them. Because respect got to be earned. I really truly think that in some way, humans have fucked up the terminology respect and disrespect. And they have like fused it with something that I don't necessarily know that's really real.
Talk to me about that.
Right? So like it's complete strangers that I don't even know. And I just respect them because of the things I've learned about them, right? And so I'm like, can you really respect the person that you never met, you never interacted with? But we hear it all the time that people are like, man, I really respect them. But it's like, do you respect them or do you respect the work they've done? What happened if they wasn't the one that did the work? What if they was the face of the work? So is your respect still for them? Or was it just for the work that you see that they're doing?
It's like an idea, right?
Yeah.
And we live in a time where we see people from afar all day.
Yeah.
You don't have to be up close to somebody to know their name, to know their work, to know how they even got in the position to be known.
Yeah.
And you can sit here and be like, man, I respect Kendrick Lamar. I respect Future. I respect Drake.
Yeah.
But until you see them, until you know them, like, can you really say you respect them?
But that's the most New Orleans shit happening.
We're already in summer.
Bro, what I tell you, I knew this was gonna happen. I knew that as soon as we come down the French Quarter, motherfuckers gonna come basing New Orleans bounce music with flashing headlights and all type of shit.
I love it.
Yeah, I mean, but listen, this is a part of the show is wanting to be able to travel around and really get into this essence of like taking small steps and taking the listeners on this journey. Like when you really get fuck you money, you're able to like pace out your life. Like, okay, I want to spend a little time here. I want to spend a little time there. And you learn through all these different experiences, but that's going to get sidetracked. But the ideology.
But pacing though, right?
Yeah.
Like even pacing your love.
Oh, yeah, man. You got to pace your love. The thing about, man, I don't believe in nothing but love, hate. I don't have like a middle ground. Either I love you or I hate you. You know what I'm saying? Either I trust you or I don't trust you. It's not there is really no middle ground for me. You know what I'm saying? And so the love is because spiritually, like I believe in karma, I believe in all these different things, right? So I'm just investing, I'm being obedient and investing into humans, investing into the universe and the environment through love, actions of love. You know what I'm saying? So that shit comes with being patient with people. You know what I'm saying? That shit comes with being thoughtful, of people's situation. And a lot of the times you got people who are really, really, truly trying to break through in life, who have all the tools that they need, but they just haven't ran into the right community of people to show them the love they need. Because sometimes love give you confidence. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes love give you ideas. You know what I mean? And I don't think that if we knew how important love was to the human existence, I don't think it would not be unconditional. Unless you're just a bad person. You're a bad person, then I'm not really talking to you.
But see, unconditional love seems to be complicated in this day and age because love does have conditions. How people treat you has conditions based on what you give, how you give, where you are in your life, where they are in their life.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's another tricky part, right? It's like, do you love and you switch on the condition.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I don't have the answer to that, but I do think that it can be unhealthy. You know what I'm saying?
It can get unhealthy.
Yeah, like just because you love somebody unconditional don't mean that you should subject yourself to being unhealthy. Because then that's not really like love in the essence, because you're not getting it and you're not doing yourself a justice on the self-love aspect of things, right? So if you're talking about, like I just explained with my cousin, I love my cousin unconditionally. I just know I probably can't ride in the car with the nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just the truth of it. And for me, that's a boundary where I feel like that's very healthy for me. You know what I'm saying? And it's probably healthy for him as well, whether he know it or not. Because I'm having foresight on like, man, I can't love you that much where I'm gonna walk in something blindly, not knowing what you probably got going on. Because then that's gonna hurt other people that both of us may love. Because, you know, whatever your reactions is or whatever your thought process is on those type of things.
And you don't love him any less.
Nah. I just know, I think when you go into things from an unconditional perspective, you're more open-minded to know like it's a lot more flexibility. Because it's not absolute. What's absolute is the unconditional part. But like how you maneuver around with that love in that space with that person can be as much energy or as less energy. But the energy is not connected to the unconditional heart of the love. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if I talk to you 5 days a week, or if I talk to you one time every 3 months, that doesn't mean that I love you one time every 3 months. No, I still have unconditional love for you. But we just don't talk as much.
That part, I was born in 1991, right? So you're a little bit older than me. But I feel like I grew up in a time of the internet.
Yeah.
Social media.
Yeah.
And the connectivity of social media, I think, changed the way we view how we spend time with each other.
100%.
Right? You can follow somebody online all day, never speak to them, and feel like that's enough love. Versus some people need you to call, check in, sit down with them. And I think when you're navigating business, especially when you're in pursuit of fuck you money, you can't always give your time to everybody.
Nah.
You will exhaust yourself. You will burn out.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you can burn out of love?
I don't think you can burn out of love, but you can burn out of your energy. Like you have to know how to balance your energy when you're like loving people. You know what I'm saying? Because you can love up on people so hard and so passionately where your good efforts end up biting you in your ass at the end of the day or the end of the week when it's really time for you to show up for yourself, but you tired. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But guess what? This was so fucked up. And this is what blows people's mind. It doesn't matter how much you love on a person. When it's unconditional, it's still the same love. So if you love up on them for 5 hours or if you love up on them for 30 minutes, it's the same love, right? Conceptually, when you don't turn off the condition.
Yeah.
So it's like, but both parties got to know that though. That's the problem.
How are you with communication?
In general?
Yes.
Oh man, I'm not good with communication. Shit, man. Hey, I'm working through that shit with therapy now, nigga. Cause I'm good with being dependable.
Yes.
That's me.
Yes.
You call me when you need a nigga that's dependable.
Yeah.
Don't call me if you're a nigga if you need a nigga that give you all the details, don't call me.
Yeah.
But if you need somebody to be like, man, you know what? I think I got one phone call and I'm in prison.
Call you?
Call me. I'm that nigga. But do not call me for like the communication.
Yeah.
Because I'm probably gonna multitask you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Until you say a trigger word.
And then you say,
yeah, the trigger word, I'm like, oh shit, what's up?
Yeah.
Yeah, but other than that, nah. I'm working on my communication.
Is it something that you feel in business, especially in music business, communicating and love coexist?
Man, love is everywhere. You can't separate that shit.
It's everywhere.
Yeah, you can't separate. It's all you like. I think to have a healthy, safe work environment, that there has to be love presence. Because in business, there's going to be tough conversations that you got to have. You know what I'm saying? Because the reality of it is everybody ain't the boss. Everybody ain't the executives. Everybody ain't the cameraman. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's a hierarchy as a capitalist. There's a hierarchy of shit that has to goddamn go down. So if a person, you know, consistently make mistakes on the job, you know, the condition is still there. You know what I'm saying? But like, I can fire you and still love you unconditionally. That ain't got, those two don't connect. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But like when you get emotional because now you've connected, I thought you loved me, why did you do me like that? And I'm like, I didn't do you like nothing. You're terrible at your job. like I don't know what to really tell you.
Right.
Don't personalize me getting rid of you because you're terrible at your job as if I don't have unconditional love for you.
Right.
Yeah.
Those two things do not, I guess they don't align, right?
Nah.
Because you can be a person that you love. You can love this person. You can love their heart. You can love their personality. You can love things about them. But when it comes to the job, the description of you need to do this, and this.
We still got to get some fuck you money.
Yeah, we still got to get some fuck you money.
Like keep that love shit unconditionally, but like show up on time and do your job.
Yeah.
I be telling everybody, I fired my mama. Like, that ain't mean I'm still gonna love her. I'm still gonna call her. I'm still text her. You know what I'm saying? But like, bro, we gotta get we can't be bullshitting on the money.
That is the capitalist right there.
100%. We all are.
Do you love money?
No. I love humans. That's the real capital. Period. There is no capital. That is the real currency. Humans. Money ain't no different than hair gel. Fucking tool. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a tool to get whatever style you want in your hair, whatever style of life you want. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. The thing that people get confused on is that they think money is real. You know, don't get me ranting about how money ain't real. But they think that money is real. You know what I'm saying? But for me, the biggest benefit that money provides or resources provide so that you can always invest into your community, be patient with people, because most people, I don't know if you ever met like uberly wealthy people who have grown up through wealth, right? Their patience in life, it's just different. Like I talked to one of my homies who they have generations been successful in music. He's like a third generation of like successful in music. And we talk about Latin and we talk about poetry and shit. And he's doing music, but he's also like trading crypto and like investing into the stock market, doing option trading and shit. And like have the most patient way of looking at life. And I'm just like, damn, this is what happened when you got a trust fund, basically. You know what I'm saying? Now, that's not always the case because you have some people who are like out of control just because they grew up privileged, right?
Right.
But then you have other ones that are more sound. I'm talking about sound humans. I'm not talking about the radical, rational, unrational motherfuckers. I'm talking about people that are like sound human beings, right? Who have so much patience because they've been grown and groomed to like see these different things. You know what I'm saying? So I think with when you have revenue coming in, you have a lot more patience. You have a lot more time for yourself because now you can decide what I don't want to do, what I do want to do. Can you remove yourself from things that don't service you? You know what I'm saying? So my biggest thing with money is I never want to be in a situation that I am fucking with something that don't service me. You know what I'm saying? And when you have resources, you can be able to say, you know what? I like this job. I did like this job, but they had a new change in management. I love the career that I'm in, but I want to take 3 months to find another company to pour my love and effort and time into and my ideas because this company, you know, really don't treat me well and it's a reflection of how they treat their employees or their executives. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So I just think that money is meant to share with the community. That's it.
Mhm.
Anything outside of that, you run across this thing of a person being greedy or, or selfish. I literally, this year is my first year where I'm actually tracking how much money I make.
Wow.
All the other years, I'll be like, got some money, let me hire somebody. I got some money, let me invest into something. I don't want this shit sitting in the bank account. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
For one, I don't want Sam hit me. So I just keep investing it into businesses. But also, I'm like, man, how can I put dollars back into the community so that year 1, year 2, year 3, by the time we look up at year 4, you making money, bro making money, everybody's making money off of these seeds that was planted. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I think money should be used for. If money is not used as fertilizer to grow your community, I just think you're doing this shit wrong.
I feel that.
Yeah, in my opinion.
You remember the first business that you loved, that you were a part of?
The first business that I loved, that I was a part of. Honestly, bro, the first business I loved that I was a part of, coaches. You know what I'm saying? Like, every other business, it wasn't really a business yet. You know what I'm saying? It was just an idea. Like, I've always enjoyed working with other people for their companies and helping them service them, but I ain't love it. Because you could see something wrong and you couldn't be able to really troubleshoot or fix it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I see something wrong in the business that we growing now, I can be like, yo, I don't like that. I want this to be a space that's safe for women. I want to be able to say in an interview with a woman, this space is safe for women. Ain't gonna be none of that harassment shit. Ain't gonna be none of that like niggas hitting on you and all that shit. All that, that ain't gonna fly here.
Mm-hmm.
But I couldn't do that in other areas that I worked in. You know what I'm saying? And being able to say, I don't like this practice. Like, I want people to get paid on the 1st and the 15th. They're like, but that's not, usually you pay people, I don't care about that. I want people to get paid on the 1st and the 15th like welfare. You know what I'm saying? Nigga rent doing the 1st, so pay them on the 1st and the 15th. You know what I'm saying? And so I would go through these different structures and these different, systems. I'm like talking to ADP and like talking to these different payroll. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do it like that. I want to do it like this. Yeah, I want to pay people before they actually work. That's what I want to do. I don't want to pay people. I don't want to check in the whole shit. All that shit is stupid. When I had to put a check in the hole, I was like, what the fuck is this? What if I had rent? Checking the hole. Fuck that. I don't know checking the hole. Let's work. You working? Boom. You gonna start them? Okay, boom, you get paid before you even get work. And that just was my thought process on like what I felt like is healthy for somebody to really want to show up to work. Like, damn, I just started on the 1st, and I got paid on the 1st. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying that that's the wisest thing to do financially.
Right.
But I don't care about money. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if a person is already they committed, they done showed up to work on time, they're excited about it. I mean, you don't know how excited they really are. You know what I'm saying? They could just
They might be happy to have a job.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But the truth of the nature is, at the end of the day, they're showing up and they're getting paid before they even do any work. Now, you better do your work. Because then I ain't gonna have no kind of issue.
I'm not gonna have no sympathy for you.
Like, hey, bro.
If I didn't pay you on the 1st and the work ain't done by the 5th. And I've seen it. I've seen it happen with net 30s.
Yeah.
Where you turn your work in and you get paid in 30 days.
Yep.
You're supposed to get paid 30 days and the money ain't there in 30 days.
Yeah.
Now you gotta call and check in about your money.
Mm-hmm.
Money still ain't there 60 days out. You're not gonna wanna work with them again.
Oh, I tell my teammates all the time, I'm like, because I'm basically me and Jane, we're responsible for making sure people getting paid. You know what I'm saying? Bro, if I don't pay somebody, them folks texting my phone like, hey, man, usually we get paid. You know what I'm saying? But I don't like nobody texting my phone, so I make sure everybody get paid. So I tell them like, hey, man, when I ask for that assignment on the 3rd, and it don't come on the 3rd, just remember, the moment I don't pay you, you gonna be calling my phone. It ain't gonna be no, You ain't gonna be like, dang, you're not gonna think, dang, I didn't do my work. That's why I didn't get paid. That ain't what you're gonna think. You're gonna think, it's the 15th. And my chick ain't hit yet. You could be behind on 3 different assignments. But you ain't gonna think that, you know what? Let me finish these assignments before I hit bro about my money.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
you gonna hit bro about your money.
You gonna hit bro about your money. So I try to have that same kind of thought process. Like, hey man, like if y'all know for a fact, my responsibility is to make sure you get paid. And if you don't get paid, it messes up other things that I don't know about. Your rent, if you got child care, whatever the case may be, whatever that is due on the days that you got your responsibilities. It's the same thing about your work on this team. If you miss that, you know, you're gonna fuck that up, you know, because the love is unconditional, but like, you know, if I decide like not to pay you because you didn't turn your assignment on, then you're like, nah, I'm looking, now you're
That's real conditional.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, I still love you.
Yeah. But how does unhealthy love affect your money?
I think you make bad decisions. I think you make bad financial decisions when you are. I think you make bad financial decisions when you're not clear on what love really means, right? Because if you got a significant other who takes advantage of you, who constantly puts you in situations that y'all are constantly living check to check, you make enough money, and that person make enough money that y'all shouldn't be living check to check. But your love, blind love, you know, your blind love for this person, you're overly trusting this person, all these different things, and they're making bad financial decisions. Rather they're gambling, or they're making bad investments, or they're just not good with their money management. And so, or they're not good with human interaction, they lose their job. Now you got to cover the bill for 2 people, and whatever the case may be. Those things slow you down for your journey on this route to having enough money to invest into something that can be your security blanket for you to have some fuck you money. Because you all want to just make sure that you can holistically, financially, physically, and mentally be able to live in this world and not have a challenge that is detrimental to your health. You know what I'm saying? Because once you, like, I think my mom is probably gonna live, anybody's mom or dad that retired before they was like 60, and they retired in a way where their investments, their 401ks, whatever the terminology is, that whatever investment that they have, right? I feel like they just added like 15 years onto their lives. You know what I'm saying? Because the level of stress that comes with going to work, especially when you work somewhere where you just tired of working there, and the amount of like regret you may feel walking into a job when you like used to chasing your dream and then you stop doing this because you had kids or whatever. I just think that all of that shit hurts you to get to this place. And this place is like the fuck you money. The like there's no other way to put it. I was having a conversation earlier about goals and your desired goals, right? Or your results, your desired results. And the overall thought process and the conversation around these things is that we see ourselves how we want to see ourselves, right? And then we see ourselves as who really we are, right? And so the thinking about when you're like, so how does unhealthy love fuck up your money? I mean, we can name so many examples. I'm pretty sure you don't have a homeboy or a homegirl, and you just like, why you keep spending all your money on this person? They don't seem like they adding no value to your life. Or you got somebody who overly ambitious and they keep investing their money into businesses, but they're not a good business person, right? And you're trying to figure out, it's like, this doesn't feel like this the best way to go about investing money so that you can get to a better place. You know?
You're not getting to the next destination.
No.
You're not getting to the fuck you money.
No.
And you're running into these walls. Of course, you might say that you're doing this because you love this rush, this chase.
Yeah.
But if you're not getting nowhere, you're not loving yourself well enough.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I agree. It's interesting because I can't really pinpoint if I have experienced unhealthy love.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? To the point where I'm like, I experienced unhealthy love. I do think that men got to do a better job because I think we create environments that have the foundation for unhealthy love more than we would like to admit, especially the Black women. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And so that doesn't mean that Black women are exempt, but I do think that men create these worlds that we act like we don't control. You know what I'm saying? From a tempo perspective, but we do, right? And so being that I haven't had a lot of like long-term relationships, the thought process of like, dang, I done had some unhealthy love, that hasn't really been my experience. You know what I'm saying? But I have witnessed family members that have really toxic relationships with one another that has disrupted and messed up money that they could have been invested into the family, but they're constantly putting up bail. They constantly like spending money to try to help out somebody that they love. You know what I'm saying? Rather it's their child or their brother or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? And I think that everybody get out of jail free card, or everybody get like a I borrow you some money card. But it's like, hey man, I done borrowed you money I done loaned you money like 4 times and you ain't paid me back yet. At some point, you just gotta be like, this ain't a person I can loan money to.
I hear what you're saying. From a relationship aspect in business, right? Yeah. So you haven't had a lot of long-term relationships. Do you feel it's because of the way you work is a part of that?
Yeah, 1,000%. Bro, I didn't have no high school sweetheart. I didn't have none of that shit, nigga. I've been trying to get money for a very long time. But it was always in form of a passion.
Yeah.
Right? So it was never like trying to get money. It was like playing sports. I was dedicated to playing sports because I was only focused on getting to the league to retire my mom. That's it. It wasn't no high school sweetheart. I wasn't doing drugs. Like, I'm locked in. This is what I'm trying to achieve.
Your love was for your passion.
1,000%.
Not for a person. And not for something personal.
I mean, it was very personal. I wanted to.
Well, outside of that, right? Like, you're not a personal relationship with like drugs or a personal relationship with hanging out with the gang. You were like,
bro, I didn't go to my junior prom. I mean, my senior prom. Like, I didn't go to my senior prom, bro. I was like, fuck this prom, throw a party. I didn't take senior pictures. Like, the moment I signed my full scholarship, I was like, fuck all this shit. I'm gonna just graduate. Fuck track. Fuck this prom. Fuck this. Can I go now? Like,
so you didn't have no attachments?
No. I never been homesick. I never been none of that shit, bro. I'm always like, let me try to figure out how to get this. Because this is desired life. You know what I'm saying? If corn was a substitute for money, yeah, I'm trying to get the corn, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, money is just this, it's just the actual tool for the shit. But bro, I ain't never, when I was thinking about leaving home to like make a better life for myself and like to provide for like my family or like the fuck with the people, my friends or whatever, the only thing that I thought about when it came to like leaving home was like, I'm not trying to play football in the snow. That's it. If it wasn't snow, man, I'm there. If it makes sense. I get a fuck about none of this shit, man. I'm trying to get, I didn't want to have the life that I saw all of my family members had, where everybody just died. They just worked to die. Like, they retire, but like, who's trying to work for 40 years?
40 years.
And retire?
Not me.
I'm straight on that. Me and my mom, we had like a really, really interesting conversation because I was like, I'm different. You have to understand. You can look at all of my cousins around me, all the kids I was raised on, and I ain't go down none of those trips. I'm different. I am not finna be working for somebody and them telling me when to come to work, when I can be off, how much money I can put in my 401k. What the fuck? No, I'm not doing none of that. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, my mom, she didn't really understand it at that time. Yeah, I didn't even really understand it. Because I'm blindly being like, it has to be another way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a fuck if I seen every last one of my family members work a job until they died or work the job until they retired. So in my mind, I'm like, there has to be another option. Fuck this. No way in the hell. I don't believe.
When did you realize music was the option though? Or at least that the music business side of things?
When I stopped playing ball, my cousin, same cousin that's give me that like I love unconditionally, I'm like, man, this nigga, I can't. He's the one that really introduced me to music because he was rapping. So I would just go hang out with him. And I would learn about, you know, all the shit, all the rap shit, be moving around, like a lot of the Atlanta shit, because he was rapping. So he was just like hustling. I was always be there like, okay, cool. I ain't at school playing ball. So I just be with my cousin.
But what was it about that business that seemed to be more free than working a job or pursuing a career that's a little bit more traditional?
Bro, I just really think because I just grew up in Atlanta, bro.
That's it?
Bro, if I was in Wyoming, I probably would have been a farmer or some shit, nigga. When you in a city and your partners and everybody is just like working in this business, whether they DJs, whether they party promoters that's booking talent, whether they're the talent, whether they're creating with talent, like you just find yourself being more curious about that. Cause it's like, there is no coincidence on how pretty much all the successful managers out of Atlanta was party promoters. That's not a coincidence. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can name every successful manager in Atlanta. Either they was a party promoter, or they was or they worked records in the club, or they worked at the radio station. You know what I'm saying? Some of them so dope. You know, pretty much everybody. It's some dope. It's some drug money.
Dope in it. Yeah.
Drug money. But that's like any major inner city, like that was the seed funding for a lot of us to like get out and not have to, you know what I'm saying? That was our investment. That was our like loan. Because the banks wouldn't give it to you.
Facts.
So like all the you know, the black market, you know, illegal money was how we was funding things to get out. And I say we as a generation of black people, especially in entertainment. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just one of those things that I just got curious about it. Just like, man, let me at least learn if I'm gonna do it. I don't want to just do it and not know what I'm doing. You know what I mean?
Right. You want to see if we got any questions? We got about a couple listeners in here.
Please do.
Anybody? Let's enable some call-ins. Let's see if anybody wants to talk about love.
You don't want to talk about no love, man. Should anybody have you call?
I was trying to make this easy.
Man. Yeah, man. I know if we was doing this on Twitter Spaces, and I'm saying it, if we were doing it on Twitter Spaces, we'll have way more.
Hold on, we got one right here.
Crook Brown, my college partner.
When they decide.
He said, when you got to pull back on my love? That's the question, Ty.
Oh, well, no, I don't think there's a question about, I don't think the question is pulling back on my love. I think the question is, how do I protect myself? You know what I'm saying? Like if you're truly doing love right, it's unconditional. So if you like pull it back on your love, that ain't what you're really trying to seek. You're trying to say, this is not being helpful for me. How do I protect myself? And protecting yourself can be talking to a person less frequently, evaluating what type of relationship you have with that person. You know what I'm saying? Or really, truly, sometimes nothing is wrong with taking a break from a relationship, taking a break from a person and coming back a little later on. You know what I'm saying? Got any more questions?
That was a good question, though.
That was a good question.
Yeah, any other callers? Taking all callers.
Man, we be having these introverted ass callers that don't have no questions. Anybody done tweeted a question?
Come hang out with us.
Let me see if anybody
We
tweeted the
got
question.
another one. Hallway.
That hallway.
Come on up, hallway.
What's happening with you?
Man, you see it. Don't care about man, what is love unhealthy? Man, love, I don't know. Love is unhealthy when it feels like you're doing too much. I don't know. I got out of a relationship and that shit felt like a ton of bricks. Like just getting that shit off me, I felt 100 times lighter. So I think like knowing when to walk away from shit, even when it don't like nothing's bad, nothing's good. You know what I mean? Like when it's like mid, I just gotta walk away from that shit.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. That's a part of protecting yourself. Because now you just feel like you can actually elevate your personal life, your professional life. And the truth of the matter is there is no fuck you money if you're not together personally. You know what I'm saying? So like you have to start professionally. I mean, personally. It ain't no fuck you money if you don't start personally. Like your personal interaction with how you see life, how you see interactions with humans, you have to have a grounded foundation from a personal perspective. Like how you live your day, how you eating, how you thinking about things, what's your perspective? Before you can even get into like what does a successful business look like or a high level career that can give me enough money on the side to invest into things that make sense. You know what I'm saying? So protecting yourself and eliminating things from your life is very important.
I realized relationships like well, I don't know, walking away from relationships with just people in general that just wasn't added to was, getting away from anything that felt too heavy or felt like I was carrying a lot of shit. I just kind of walked away from it. And that shit's been love ever since.
I think that's the thing, yo. I appreciate the hallway. I think that's the thing that's the thing that we did not talk about from a standpoint of love and when is it unhealthy. I think that the when you're a listener and you're hearing these type of conversations, it's like being brave. You know what I'm saying? I think you have to be brave because once you identify that I think this is unhealthy. I love this job, or I love this person, I love this situation, I love like where I'm at in life. But I think that I have to be brave to be able to really step away from it. So now you're talking about self-esteem, now you're talking about like not having fear or you know what I'm saying? Like
I feel like Paid in Full, it might not be one of the best movies ever, but the money-making Mitch scene where he talks about leaving the game, right? Because he loved the hustle.
Yeah.
He loved the game. He really loved how the game made him feel. He didn't know who he was without the game.
Yeah.
I think that is truly one of the biggest issues that we have that we don't talk about is separating ourselves from how things make us feel. Because sometimes things make us feel loved to the point that you forget how to love yourself outside of that. Yeah. You can't step away. Yeah. And it takes a lot of bravery to even acknowledge the fact that this is not serving me the way that I need to be loved.
I think one of the call to actions, especially before we get on our next call in 2 weeks from now, I think our next call is the 31st or something like that.
Yeah.
The 30th. I think people should come away, all 22 listeners that we got. Thank everybody for joining. I think people should like evaluate where they're at in their life right now and look at what they should be pulling back from. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're listening to this and you're trying to think about, man, I'm in this space in life, these individuals seem to kind of like be in the same kind of frequency that I'm in, you have to almost like take this as like a workshop and be like, okay, cool. Next time I come back to the class, I've been walked away from something that do not serve me. Because the biggest thing about fuck you money is to realize that it's not about the money. It's about walking away from, setting yourself up to walk away from things that do not serve you. And the resources give you that, but also you got to be fearless. Because having fuck you money is a very bold thing. You got to be fearless. Because when you have the bread to say, okay, I got enough money saved up, I can actually go and take time away from this thing that's not servicing me to think about what my next action is, right? You have to be strategic. You have to be brave, because that's gonna bring so much fear into you. If you are a career employee and all of a sudden now you got some balls, you like, man, I've been listening to this show, man. They talking about this. Fuck you, man. I'm just trying to. You gotta actually be brave and know what your plan of action is, because that money is gonna run out. That's why fuck you money is not about the money. It's about creating this world that things that do not service you, that you can pull back from and get away from without it affecting your lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that everybody should look into their lives and be like, you know what? This shit don't service me. Now, don't try this at home, right? Like we want to make sure. We got another caller come in. We want to make sure, I always call this a calculated risk.
Oh, yeah.
When you want to pull things away, take a calculated risk. Don't just be like, boy, that nigga Ty said goddamn walk away from the job. That is not what I am saying.
Go quit tomorrow. If you are not in a position.
That is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is find a way to identify things and make a plan that you're going to walk away from this because this is not servicing you.
Hey, yo, what's up, Bodega?
I'm off here, but what I did was mentally, like toward the end of last year, did like an audit and just started cutting things slowly but surely. So it wasn't such a shock when I quit my job to do Web3 full time. So I did that shit incrementally.
Yes. That incrementally is a great fucking word.
An audit is a good way of looking at it.
Yeah.
You got to audit yourself.
Yeah.
Thank you, Hallway.
Thank you, Hallway.
What's good, Bodega?
Probably the most important takeaway about most important takeaways on this is being able to practice self-love and being comfortable in that practice.
Yep.
To be able to identify what without restriction looks like in others. You know what I'm saying? Like how other people treat you with that. Understanding that you can't buy that, but you have to learn it, you have to experience it.
That's a great perspective. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the things that we're talking about ongoing is gonna be always grounded in self-love. You know what I'm saying? The whole reason why you want to remove yourself from things that don't service you is because of self-love. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you hate yourself, you ain't never get no fuck you money. It ain't happening. Sorry. Sorry to be the barrier of bad news. The fastest and most efficient way to start the process of creating a world that you can always depend on when something else is not servicing you is to start with self-love. If you don't got self-love, it's gonna be a very, 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 very rocky start. Because you can make money and not have self-love. Period.
A lot of money.
You can make a lot of money and not having self-love. But like I said, fuck you money is not solely about making money. It is about healthy environments and you being able to bask in that environment because you know that you work your ass off, you was strategic, you was tactical, you was patient, and you was loving for yourself, that you created a world that protects you when you don't want to deal with things that you feel like is harmful for your mental health, your physical health, or for your financial, stability. Simple as that. We got any more callers?
Let's see. I think that's it for callers. You wanna run this record that you
Man.
picked for today? Why'd you pick this song, by the way, Ty? I ask Ty every week what's the song, and he never picks a song I anticipate. He always picks the most random ass song that he pulls out of the fat. I don't know where it comes from. And it's never like a song you see on social media. It's never a song that people are talking about.
Oh,
And then he just always has it ready to go. He said this on the day. I was like, why? Please introduce. Hold on, we got one caller before you play this song. Yeah, come talk to us real fast. Yo, you on with Fuck You Money?
The money has been fucked. The money has been fucked.
You're on mute. I'm sorry, I don't want to butcher your name.
There you go. Start by your name.
How you feeling, man?
Man, good money.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Appreciate y'all having this forum. It's for the radio formula. I usually don't call in and stuff like this on social media. Appreciate y'all having this on. So I guess my question, what y'all conversation is, when have y'all ever been in a situation where y'all had to pivot out of something that you lost to get into another, or I guess another, in terms of your career? How did you know you was falling out of that initial? How did you know you fell in love with the initial passion? How did you have I guess the strength to move forward with the new passion or new loves professionally?
That's a great question.
Great question.
You wanna start? You want me to go?
You can go.
Man, for me, I've been in journalism probably for the last 10 years. Started having a breakthrough probably in the last 4 or 5. But I also started the business, started working with Ty, and I found myself being very overwhelmed by a lot of the opportunities that I was dreaming about. Start getting offers for cover stories, start getting offers to write for publications that I've dreamt of, things that I saw growing up. And I noticed that anytime I said yes, it was a strain. It was far more difficult to even enjoy something I wanted because I wasn't where I was before. I wasn't where I started, and I could not keep moving forward without letting go of having to always say yes. Even if I wanted something when I was 8 years old, I had to say no. I had to go beyond those early desires to see something more for myself. And I'm still practicing that every day, trying to transition out of thinking where I was versus where I'm going. And I think that's the hardest part for people sometimes is you have to check in with yourself. Where do you want to be? How do you want to get there? And if you just stick to where you were, you're not going to move forward. You're never going to get there. So that's just for me, man. You got to do those check-ins. What about you, Ty?
Man, I grew up thinking I was going to be an NFL football player, bro. That was literally that's the shit I love. And I had a setback and I got an injury and my legs went numb. And I was in the ambulance. And I remember telling, I was praying to God. I was like, man, if I can walk after this shit, I'm done. That was my promise to God. And so I was in the hospital and the doctor was running the little thing up your feet and I ain't feel the shit. I'm panicking and shit inside my head. And then all of a sudden I started feeling the tingles that, that you would feel when somebody's tickling your fucking feet. You know what I'm saying? And the doctor cleared me, was like, boom, you're cleared. Probably just a pinched nerve. You're cleared to play. Man, I booked the flight the next day, went home. I ain't played fucking football since. And because the promise that I made to God, I definitely wasn't finna break that because I felt like, man, if I wanted to stay, because that's all I knew. That was really my identity at the time. So when I stopped playing that, and that was a deep love for me, I basically divorced football. Nobody knew that I played football. Unless you knew me prior 2007, nobody had no clue that I even played a sport, that I was even nothing. Nobody knew. I never talked about it. I stopped watching football for about 4 years. It was a real divorce in my mind. And I had to find something else that I was passionate about. And what ended up happening was, it wasn't that I fell into music. I became passionate about the business of music. So that's why I started to learn about business of music before I learned about the creative process of music. So when people be like, oh, how did you get into music? Well, music just so happened to be the first business venture that I was attracted to, because it was something that was interesting and it fit. So that was my transition between sports and music, is because I divorced that shit and I had a really deep passion for it. But the universe directed me to another path. You know what I mean?
Appreciate your question, boss.
I definitely appreciate your question.
Let's
Man,
run this record real fast. All right, appreciate it, brother.
And that's a wrap.